Hey there, Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising. Welcome to your Astro Dice reading. We are looking at your first house, the house of you. We've got Mercury doing a retrograde in your sign right now. That's definitely going to be affecting you. You are being squared by the energy of Mars in Gemini, and but it is being squared by luck, and so it's an opportunity to really bring some good luck and balance into your life. And so we've got Mars, first house, and we have Capricorn, which means we could be talking about career going on here. So let's just start pulling the cards and see what's going on. Speaking of Mars in Gemini, we also have Jupiter in Gemini at this time, and I'm going to be doing a live workshop on Zoom on August 19th. If you'd like to join me, it's at 7 p.m. Eastern Time Zone in the U.S. It's free, and all you have to do is email me, because I need your email in order to send you the link for that. So that information is in the description box below. You have a great opportunity here, but I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. I feel you very stressed out. All right, so let's take a deep breath here. You are stressed out because you're being squared by that Mars energy in Gemini. It is ruled by Mercury as you are. Mercury's in retrograde. This is a lot of, it feels like high buzzing noise, it feels rattled. And it feels like there's so much going on, and you need to breathe. You need to breathe. This is all affecting your first house, and you're really trying to make a difference in your career right now. I can see you're really trying to boss up, and I think that trying to boss up has you kind of overwhelmed at the moment. Overall energy, we have this Two of Swords, right? It feels like all the bills and responsibilities are piling up, and it's almost too much, and you're just like, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even, just keep it away from me. I don't even want to see it. But the thing is, you got to look at stuff in order to handle it. Especially with Mercury in retrograde, you can't let things sit, okay? They do need to be gone through with a fine-tooth comb. You might want to look at them and then sort them, organize them, and then look at them again more closely before you decide what you're going to do, how you're going to manage things, right? Because Mercury in retrograde makes the communication very staticky. It creates a lot of discomfort. Speed is going to be a problem. You're going to have to slow down and take things slowly. The key to the situation, when we have the Knight of Wands with the Queen of Swords here, is if you're going too fast, you're going to miss the details. You've got to analyze a situation and figure out. But here we've got Spirit coming in, bringing you the information you need. You've got to look at something. You're going to have to look at it multiple times. If you try to race through and try to get things done in a hurry, Mercury in retrograde wreaks havoc in general on speed when we go too fast on something. But when it's in one of its home signs, and you're one of its home signs, and because you are one of its home signs, it's even more pronounced. And so slow and steady is going to win the race. There's a need to figure out what needs to be cut out. I feel like you have too much going on. Here we have the Two of Swords. How do you transform this situation? We have the Ace of Swords, and they're doing surgery, which tells me that you have too much on your plate. What can you let go of? I feel like you need to focus on that one thing, and step away from all the rest of it. What is that one thing that really needs your time and attention? Because here you've got your back against it. It's like you are trying to protect something. You are trying to stand up for something. You're trying to understand something, and it feels like it's all just coming right at you, Virgo. And I think that if you would be willing to step away from one part of something and just focus on the one thing that you want to nurture and grow, you have the potential to do that. And so there is a decision that needs to be made. There's a decision that needs to be made. So if you're a Virgo rising, currently in Leo season, we are in your 12th house. And that is about completing the cycle and letting something go and to allow you to move forward, right? Because when the sun moves into Virgo, then that would move into your first house if you are a Virgo rising. But even if you're just a Virgo, I think that energy still kind of plays in like that, right? And that energy is really amped up because of what's going over in Gemini, also ruled by Mercury, that squares your sign. That square creates this tension where you just feel like something's got to give. Something's got to give. And I think the problem was is you had too many options on your plate. And it was hard to choose which one. There's this creative options that are draining your energy here with the Seven of Cups here in your heart space. I feel like you're trying to do too many things at once, create too many things at once. And if you could just hone in and focus. Because here we have the Empress as the challenge. And look at what's going on here. We got a baby. She just got home from work. Her husband, her child, the dog. There's a lot of things that wants your time and attention, and you want to nurture them all. You're a very nurturing sign. The Queen of Pentacles always reminds me of your energy. It's like, though, that when you put your focus on that one thing, you can really grow it, right? And you can grow abundance in multiple things, but it's by focusing on one thing at a time. And so there's this receptive energy, though, that comes with the Queen of Pentacles. It's this energy of being open to receiving the abundance of the universe. And then that's part of the nurturing process. But right now, Spirit is saying, but what can you do? What is the action step that you can take? Because here in the action step to take, we have the King of Pentacles. This is the divine counterpart. This is the energy of focusing on planting the seeds to reap the harvest. So it's taking an action. There is an action step that needs to be taken. But he is standing in a field, and in this field, there's only one plant growing, right? There's only one type of thing that's growing. I don't know what the heck it is. It's not corn. It might be canola. I forget what makes canola, but anyways, so he's like trying to grow something, and there's this energy of joy that comes from just focusing on that one thing, and how can you nurture it and how can you grow it. It's about being really enthusiastic. Because up here in the area of resources, there's too many demands on your time. We have the Eight of Swords. You feel trapped by all of the demands on your time. And then we have this winner-take-all energy here of the Five of Swords. There's way too much up in your head energy going on right now. That Five of Swords, that's in the heart space. That's where either someone's tried to boss you around or you've spoken harshly to somebody. And I don't think that when Virgo speaks harshly to somebody, that it's intended harshly most of the time. I think it's more like, there's a better way to do this, and you're not wrong. It's just that with Mercury in retrograde, it'll be very, very difficult for you to tell somebody the better way to do something and have them receive that message in the spirit in which it was intended. And so you're going to have to decide how to create an abundant mindset and how to create space to allow other people to not do things as efficiently or as productively as you would if it's still getting the job done. Because with Mercury in retrograde, that means they're going to have to go over it again. So let's look at it this way. You've shown them how to do a task a certain way. And they're like, yeah, I got it. And then they go in and they do it, and they're not doing it like you showed it. The way they're doing it, it's taking longer, it's sloppy, it's not getting the job done correctly, whatever. They go to submit their work, and it gets bounced back to them. And now they have to go through and figure out what they did wrong, Mercury in retrograde, in order to correct it. But the thing is they're going to figure out how to do it. They may come to you for advice, they may, but the thing is, we understand things when we do the work. We have to, sometimes when people tell us how to do things, that doesn't get through, but actually hands-on, having to sort it out, they will come around to seeing what it is that you already know, the wisdom of what you were telling them. But sometimes the best lessons that we learn are the ones we learn the hard way, right? Trial and error. And so allowing space and grace to let other people figure out some of their own crap. Whether that is your kids or your coworker or your subordinate, sometimes just letting somebody figure out that you did show them the right way and the more efficient way and the best way to do it. But unless they figure that out for themselves, they are not motivated to do that. And so that is tough. That is really tough because we like to think, well, okay, I spent a lot of time, right? I spent a lot of time figuring out how to do this, right? Why don't they just listen? But that's not really how life works. So giving them the opportunity to do that. So in the area of resources where you're feeling like too many things need your time and attention, it is really important that you give yourself a break. Can you focus on just one thing? Can you not worry about what everybody else is doing and just focus on your one thing, the thing that you most want to know? Doing it slowly, methodically, creating the abundance in your life that you want. Because the outgoing card is this 8 of Cups. It's this walking away. August 19th, we have a full moon. It's emotionally walking away from that which is just annoying and doesn't serve you. To go out there and feel better about your own self, right? And so there's nothing wrong with stepping away. I feel like there's a lot of abundance on offer. There's just so much responsibility that either is actually yours or you've taken on. And can you reduce things from this 2 of Swords to the Ace? Cut something out and just focus on that one thing. I am a trustworthy friend who shows up. Yeah, you are. My question is actually, though, are you showing up for too many people and not for yourself? I deserve love, compassion, and empathy. Right? I think this is what goes on in your head. I'm there for everybody. Who's there for me? I think there's trying to do so much for everyone else. Let them figure out their own stuff this month. Why not? Why not? Let them figure it out for themselves. Give yourself like a month vacation from the responsibility of helping everybody else out. I know how selfish that sounds, but I also know how healing that can be. Let them figure it out. You choosing to be in your own abundance and walking away from other people's responsibility. Look at all those dishes. There's no way those are all her dishes, right? And why don't you just focus on that one thing that you most want to do, manifest and create? And if you can do that, step into the energy of the Empress for yourself and what it is you want to manifest and create, and just somebody is going to need to get a drink out of the kitchen, and there's no clean glasses. They're going to have to at least wash one. People will figure things out. They will not be as efficient. It will not be probably the job you would have done at all. But right now, that's not what you should be worried about. You should be worried about your own mental, physical, emotional, spiritual well-being. Right now, I feel like you're exhausted with doing so much for so many people and not receiving the proper amount of gratitude and appreciation for it. And what happens is when we give and we give and we give and we give, people get used to receiving, and they don't value. You need to value yourself. First house says you need to look out for yourself. Capricorn energy says that you've got some kind of a goal, some kind of a creative, ambitious project that could be financially rewarding on your mind. Go focus on that. Go ahead and give yourself that. Take action on that. And let everybody else just deal with their own mess. Just for the next 2 weeks to 30 days. Give yourself that. You got a new moon coming up here in, as I'm recording this, a new moon coming up in about 30, 35 days. So by the time you see this, about 3 weeks away, give yourself permission to do that. Wait till after the new moon and then decide what you want to do. There's a full moon in Pisces that's an eclipse coming up on September 17th. I think that right there will really be this, where you're really willing to walk away from crap that is not yours. But I think in the meantime, just try to figure out what is your responsibility and what you care about and what it takes to manifest. Do that right now. And understand that a decision is coming for you to sort out what you want to do and what you don't want to do. All right, several things. There is a join button below. If you would like to explore the options of the things I offer, there's career and finance reading every month. I channel messages every month. I do a live Q&A where you can ask me all the questions you want every month. And you can get the videos as soon as I'm done with them. You don't have to wait for them to come out one at a time. You can get them all, and then you can look at your sun, moon, rising together and kind of really sort out what resonates for you. So that's the join button. On August 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time Zone in the U.S., I'm offering a free workshop. We're going to look at Jupiter in Gemini, which squares your energy, and then we're going to workshop how to use that to your benefit, because when Jupiter leaves next year, Uranus moves in for 7 years. And so that is an 8-year cycle of learning how to use that Gemini expansive download energy to really propel you forward. So if you'd like to join the workshop for that, you need to email me. The information is in the description box below. The last thing is I have a Facebook group, members of my Facebook who leave comments here, and thank you so much for those of you that do that. Go in a drawing for a free reading that I give away every month. So I'd love to see you over there, but you got to leave comments here in YouTube, because I'm trying to hit the algorithm, right? So the thumbs up, the comments, they matter. They make a big difference on whether or not my videos get promoted, and helps me to chase down some of my dreams. So I appreciate those of you that help me out with that. All right, guys, I guess that's everything. You take care of you. This is a month where you literally need to be selfish and do yourself. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first. All right? I'll talk to you soon.